In the bottom left here, folks, in the blue for PSISTORM Gaming, the Danish sensation, it's MaxPax. In the upper right, in the red for the Shopify Rebellion, he's Micro Jackson, actually, he's Byun. And what do we have here? On one of the shorter maps in the pool, we have a Proxy Reaper play from the man. He says, yeah, okay, I'm going to proxy a Reaper. And it's kind of interesting because this was the meta around Katowice. This was the meta around the World Championships. And we actually started to see Protoss players doing some different things to deal with this. We would see them almost always build a Zealot to respond. And it just kind of became normal. And then, because it became normal, we saw Terrans pulling back from it a little bit. They said, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to do this after all. And now that the Terrans have pulled back from it and it has left the meta, we're starting to see Terrans do it again because it's no longer in the meta. It's a cycle. It's the same idea of dropping a scouting pylon in the wall to see what the first two units out are coming out as some gateways. Same thing as going for Schrodinger's pylon in a PvP. It's the same idea. So first Reaper is going to be on the way for Byun. Double gas here behind this, so you will of course get that factory before the command center. And this unlocks more aggression from Byun at this point. Is now the probe sees the SCV at the very least, so says, okay. I mean, MaxPax knows what's up. He should at the very least, so he really shouldn't take too much damage to this. And I do respect what we start to see more Protoss players do, where they say, yeah, I think my probe micro is really good. And I don't think I'm going to lose anything. Maybe I'm going to lose one probe, and that's going to be just about it. This Reaper plays. Oh, MaxPax getting very close here, but no, he will not get the Reaper. And now with the Stalker out, MaxPax doesn't lose anything. A little bit of mining time. And now the Reaper's dead. So, was it really worth it? No, it really wasn't. But again, this is something that we've seen MaxPax, I think in particular, is probably the strongest, I don't know proponent, but the strongest, the most common proponent of this, or the most common person that does this the most often, where he'll go and he'll say, yeah, I don't need to chrono out a Zealot. I don't even need to make an Adept first. I have enough confidence in my probe control that I'm not going to lose anything. If I do, maybe you lose one probe, but unlikely there, and I'm just going to kill your Reaper anyways. So Byun, his natural's on the way now, but his natural, well, it's going to finish up right around the starport. So Byun does have aggression on the mind once again. He does not want to sit back here and say, well, okay, maybe I get something done, and I'm just going to kind of sit here and defend. He does need to get more. So Hellion is going to look to dive in, looking for that scout. But there's no wall, actually. It does mean that, well, theoretically, the Hellion could have dove in, but that would have been a one-way ticket. So MaxPax, understanding the build that Byun has gone for, says, okay, well, Stargate's the play, and most importantly, no Oracles. Got to skip that one. Going straight into Phoenix, and that is fantastic against what Byun has opted to go for here. It's going to be a Widowmine drop, and, well, Phoenix against Widowmines are, I think I've just said everything I need to say. They lift them up. They say, no, you don't get to do what I want. That being said, the Phoenix has been scouted by Byun here, so we may see some shenanigans regarding Widowmine baits or medevac baits for Widowmines and things like that. But for now, Widowmine drop finds its way onto the other side of the map, and as MaxPax wants to he is antsy. He is desperate to find his way onto the other side of the map. He wants to make sure he gets the scout off. He wants to make sure maybe he gets some economic damage. But with the Phoenix not here, the War Prism actually does represent a little bit more threat than it might otherwise do. Now, if MaxPax can make sure his pull is good and he loses 1 to 2 probes, I mean, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. But what am I dropping here right now? MaxPax, is he paying attention? Yes, he is. Probes are going to get pulled. Stalker's doing some value. We're going to see 1 probe die. Second and third one going down. Second one going down. Recall here on the Phoenix. Byun's not really getting a whole lot yet, and this third one of mine is going to burrow up, sure. But going to get the probe. There we go. Now the Phoenix looking to chase the Widowmine or the medevac on down. We're going to see the Widowmines get lifted up and killed. And yeah, MaxPax just needs to focus on killing the medevac here, but he's going to kill it all. There we go. 3 workers for 3 Widowmines, and a medevac is really not what Byun wants in this game. And MaxPax continues to move from strength to strength in this game number 1. There was absolutely no value found. Now Phoenix on the other side of the map. Now there are a couple Marines and there's a Viking. So yeah, he can't be quite as aggressive as he might otherwise like to be. It's a little harder to find the mineral line, but even still, Byun, he went for a Proxy Reaper that found absolutely nothing. In fact, it died before it could get anything more than the first level of Scout. He goes for a Widowmine drop that gets also nothing done. So he's going to have to go for something else. Stim's going to be done in about a minute and a half, and maybe that's going to be his timing here. So we're going to see the Cyclone get lifted up even before the lock-on goes on, so a little bit of a mistake there for MaxPax. Ideally, he lifts it after the lock-on is completed, but even still, we're going to see a Phoenix time. And beyond this is just another way for him to build into that 3-1-1 type setup. Stim combat shields +1, about a minute and a half. As he just hits that really powerful timing that often eclipses what a Protoss can do, but notice the gas count. MaxPax, no gas here. No gas in the third. He's only on 2 gas. He's got a bunch of gateways popping. Charge halfway done, +1 as well. He is extremely well prepared to deal with the push that Byun is going for. And even if Byun doesn't go for it, this tech that MaxPax has stabilized it. Actually, there's a world where MaxPax, especially with this Warpun pylon, it's not quite close enough to really be an aggressive Warpun pylon, just a Warpun pylon for harassment. There's a world where MaxPax actually finds a way up this ramp and just lifts the tanks and says, ha, knock, knock, who's there? +1 charge lots at your base. Good, GG. But now the Phoenix running forward, and again, they're not going to find all that much. I do want to point out MaxPax only on 6 Phoenix. He has kind of stopped Phoenix production for the moment. We're gonna have to see if he does restart it. 6 Phoenix is kind of weird. Normally you're at 5 or you're at 9, but now 6 Phoenix are here looking for whatever they can find. Byun getting Nancy to move out right now. His combat shields are getting rather close to being done, +1 as well, and good lock on, but not gonna kill the Phoenix. And here we go, Zealots warping in aggressively here. Is this for a flank? Is this just for a counterattack? We're gonna have to find out, but for now, Byun brings his army together once again. The Zealots, they're rallied into the natural. All right, actually, right now they're rallied right there, but I imagine they're going to go into the natural eventually. The Phoenix go home. Not one of their number going down, and it was only the injured Phoenix anyways that took the damage. So that's really a best case scenario there for MaxPax. Now Zealots, they're going to find a couple Marauders. Byun running forward. In fact, he's got to run backwards right now, and when you run backwards, you run the risk of running away. It's so hard to run away from this army of MaxPax. And Zealots finding a little bit more. Widowmines are going to burr up, but they're just dead. Zealots into the mineral line now. Byun has to rotate home, tail between his legs. And yeah, sure, inside and out, it's a great map. If you're trying to get aggressive, you can be in your base and your opponent's base pretty damn quickly. But 10 SCVs have fallen. A couple Marauders as well. Widowmines to add the cherry on top. MaxPax is so comfortable right now after those 6 Zealots killed so much. His 4th base is on the way. +2 air, adding a robo. He is now teching up. He's on 4 gas now. But he's still aware of the danger that Byun's army does represent. Now Zealot's gonna run forward. Widowmine is dead. You trade a Zealot for a Widowmine, and it's really not all that big of a deal for both players. The Zealot run by for MaxPax once again. This time Byun's a little bit more ready. Widowmines are gonna kill off a couple of these Zealots and damage the rest. So Byun, he's not gonna be forced back here. He's not getting aggressive with this. He can only be active in one spot. And he did feel a need to micro against the Zealots just a little bit. Now here comes the army of Byun. How many charge loss do we have? MaxPax actually ease up an army supply a little bit. Look at this flank he's setting up on the right side. Phoenix just looking to bait Byun in just a little bit deeper. Just a little bit deeper, he says. He's going to say, okay, that's a lot of Zealots. But oh, what incredible force fields there for MaxPax to get so much of this one. Byun has to pick up his Zealots from the backside, but not yet. Not just yet. He's not going to trigger it just yet. There is more to build, more to warp in. And the surround coming in right now. We're going to see the tank get lifted. Zealot's actually looking for the reinforcements. Byun just taps out. He knows he cannot hold on any longer. MaxPax up 1 here in the round of 8. In the upper left, in the red, up 1-0 in this series, folks, for PSISTORM, the Danish Prince, MaxPax. In the bottom right, in the red. He's got to win it here to move to the round of 4. At least have a shot. It's Byun. Okay. Probe now scouting for MaxPax once again. I don't think this is going to be anything too crazy. This wasn't a 12 pylon, so no MaxPax build in this game. We're gonna have to see what he has in store for us, though. His probe into the main base. I mean, it's just gonna be annoying for right now, but the big deal, we don't see any proxy shenanigans from Byun. He's gonna be able to build himself more and more. He's gonna get himself into a better position in the mid game. He's not gonna have to worry about MaxPax punishing everything he did in game number 1. And honestly, it feels like, I'm not saying he's figured out, but it is feeling more and more like Byun is getting a little bit better understood by the Protoss community at large, is I think the best way to say that. Where he goes and everyone knows, or at least, I mean, if I know, and I was going to say if I know, then everyone should know, but realistically, I cast a lot of StarCraft, so maybe that's not true. But Byun does not like to get Vikings. That is just one of his mid-game foibles, where he just really wants to stay on bio. So we've seen, it used to be just Hero doing it, now we saw Classic do it on Saturday night. I think we've seen MaxPax do it as well. Where everyone just says, okay, well, I'm going to build 4 Colossus if you don't build Vikings. I'm going to go up to 5 Colossus maybe even, although that's a little more rare even still. Because if you're just going to do that, yeah, fine, okay. Do your worst. You cannot, you're as good as engagements as you may be, as good as micro as you may be, fighting 4 or 5 Colossus with just bio is really, really hard. How is this not? This feels like it should be an opening. But I guess it's not. Zealot cannot find his way on through. And he's going to chew away at this reactor right now. But Marines are going to pop out in just a second behind things. But there's a Zealot, or there's a Stalker here as well. Another one joining. This is just classic MaxPax. It's not a MaxPax build, but it is the MaxPax build idea. You put pressure on the map with Stalker, with Zealot, with Widow. Well, actually not with Widow Mines. That is, of course, Byun's army. But with these 2 Stalkers and the Zealot here, it's actually really hard for Byun to do much of anything. Widowmine's he's gonna have to take the shot right now, and oh man, that was a dead Zealot. Great job there from MaxPax, making sure that Byun had to take the really bad fight. Now Widowmine's gonna burrow in the face though, and this is gonna force the Stalkers back. There we go. And on the other side of the map, there's Reaper. He gets a couple probes. It goes down, sure, but getting 2 workers is nice considering the situation that Byun finds himself in. Not really the end of the world, but he's delayed in taking his natural, and he lost a Widowmine that he didn't want to have to lose. But now the Widowmine running forward saying, hey, I'm going to kill you now. I'm going to kill you. Please run away. Stalkers, though, sit on the very edge of the Widowmine. And the natural command center is going to drop. Now, Byun knows that he can't really aggress into this too hard. He understands that this is not going to work out all that well for him, as we do have 2 additional gateways on the way. So it's going to be 4-gate blink coming out of MaxPax in game number 2, sensing weakness in Byun's play in the not even in the situations that I was talking about, where yes, this is where Byun feels figured out a little bit. You know, so this is not in the mid game. This is just MaxPax saying, you know, Moondance is a great map for blink micro. Look, I mean, look how big the cliff is. It's just a good map for it. So that's what he's going to choose to do. Now, Widowmine drop goes into this mineral line, and okay, we're going to be fine. 1 probe goes down. Stalker kills off the rest of it. These Marines, they're going to get a probe. That's nice. So the 2nd probe does fall. Byun's not going to be able to get too much done with this one, I don't think. Similar idea to actually what we saw a Special do Nina in the Stargazer map that she did end up losing, but again, it was a close affair. Now, here's the drop coming out. Stalkers are here, of course, but Byun's being a little bit more on top of this drop. He's not really committing to it quite as hard as we saw Special do, so he runs forward. He forces MaxPax to warp in at home, and here come the Stalkers, though, of MaxPax. Warp Prism in tow. Where is the bunker? In the natural. First tank is done. It's Iskar with the sub. Thanks so much, Mr. Iskar. All right, Stalkers will find their way in. Drop on the other side of the map. MaxPax actually to pull pros to deal with this. So this is a lot of dead workers. Byun has got a little bit more wiggle room to make this hold happen now, as he finds himself up workers against a Protoss player that is all in. But even still, auto turret, does it get dropped? It does. The Raven will fall, though. Even still, that's going to force MaxPax a little bit further back. 2nd tank is going to siege on up here. 7 pros have died. None of Byun's army has died just yet. With 2 tanks on the map, it's a little easier, but MaxPax rotating right side to an unfilled bunker. Is he going to win the foot race to find his way there? It looks like he will. Stalkers blink forward. A couple SCVs fall, but there is a tank sieged up now. Bunker here as well. MaxPax struggling to break Byun at this point, but there's a next round. There's a next level to the aggression of the Danish sensation, and that involves some invisible men. Because MaxPax is going to assume, and rightfully so at the moment, that Byun is not going to be holding back on mules because this is a Blink Stalker all in. He says, I need all the money that I can get. I'm going to lose SCVs. So just got to be consistently muling just there. So we're going to have to see if he does, in fact, go for that one, or whether he is going to start holding some as the 7:30 timer approaches. But for now, the Stalkers, they're going to struggle to move in. There's a lot of big tank shots right there. So this is just the overlapping fire. This is actually fantastic tank positioning. There is really not a spot that Byun can blink into in Byun's base where he will not be subjected to multiple tank shots at the same time. As now the Stalkers on the right side are going to try to run on forward. Maybe, actually, they're not even getting that many SCVs. Now 2 will fall. The Marines kind of stuck behind a little bit. But only 2 SCVs for that is really not the bounty that MaxPax is looking for as the Marines continue to shark around. Dark Templar, though, just about done. Dark Shrine, just about done here. We're going to have to see if that's going to work out for him. Marauders and Marines on the high ground. The question now, with the Dark Shrine done, where does MaxPax choose to warp in? Is it behind the mineral line right now? Now, we have no missile turrets, but Byun has 1 scan. And there's a missile. Oh, there is a missile turret in the natural. Actually, Bio's going to stim forward here. Getting on top of things. Getting the Warp Prism, maybe. But no, just forcing the Stalkers out. Oh, great blink there from MaxPax. He hangs back. He goes forward. That was actually really well done. But now the DT... the DT warp-in has been delayed just long enough, and Byun saw the warp-ins without warp-ins. He saw the shimmers in the air, so now he's building a missile turret in his main base, I assume. Yeah, there it is. So this is not. He's far less vulnerable to DTs now, and with 4 tanks, with stim, with combat shields. Well, combat shields not done, but with stim, with medevacs, with 4 tanks, this push coming out from Byun is just terrifying for MaxPax. He's not ready for this. Yes, he's got 4 gateways on the way. The guy's got some charges as an idea. I don't even know that Byun chooses to get aggressive with this. His third base is mostly done. MaxPax is he's got his third base and he's mining from it. But Byun's been decently ahead in income because, yeah, he was forced to buy the missile turret, but he's been able to mule heavily as a result of that. One is we're going to see another observer go down. And DTs are warping in right now. Where are they? There we go, bottom of the map. DT's warping in, looking to maybe catch Byun while he's off guard, but Byun understands the situation that this game is in. If he just holds and he doesn't take any damage, he will at least... I'm not going to say he's going to win this game because, again, MaxPax is so good at coming back in this matchup. But at the very least here, he's going to be able to find the Warp Prism, maybe. Okay, actually not enough Marines at the front of this will do damage. DT stays alive for the moment. DT at the third base, well, it kills the missile turret, but it's dead. But anyways, if this works out for Byun, if he's able to hold off against the aggression, well... he's going to be in such an incredible spot that, well, it may not win the game for him. Because again, just because you hold off just because you're in a winning game position does not mean you win the game. He's going to put himself in a very much a winning position here in this game number 2 to wedge us into game number 3. But for now, the tanks are going to run on forward. Stalker's got to run back. Byun looking for a bit of a surround here. MaxPax opts into the fight because he says, oh, if I can kill a tank, it's going to be worthwhile. But dropping the 4th base. MaxPax is going to scout this right here, right now. Byun stimming into the 3rd base as well. That's a ton of Zealots, though, and the tanks are not sieged just yet. Not really a lot to buffer for these tanks either, so Zealots run forward. Byun overextended just a little bit. He's going to lose a lot of his tanks. Meanwhile, Zealots in the 3rd base causing yet more consternation, but this is the death blow, or this is the killer move that Byun has been looking for into the main base. 13 probes fall down. DTs, though, they're finding so much value. Zealots in the natural in the 3rd base of Byun finding their counter damage. Byun, this is, yeah, he gets, sorry, dropping the 3rd base. That's what I missed. That's where his APM was. He kills 27 workers. He does not lose a medevac. So while the Zealots found a lot, and for a moment they were bringing MaxPax back in this game, Byun, that one extra drop, that one extra little bit of multitasking that he was able to do, found him exactly what he needed. And now, while yes, there is DT Blink on the way, and it's always worthwhile. If you save 1 DT with it, it paid for itself. But Byun has Ghosts on the way. Byun is just leveling up his composition time after time. And MaxPax is just playing into the style that Byun is so good against. Mass Colossus, yeah, Byun kind of struggles there, but more Gateway Man style, Byun knows how to grind this down. Byun knows how to make it, well, Byun knows how to punish Protoss for doing something like that one, especially if they can't transition super well, like MaxPax in this game. He's only on 3 bases. He's only on 44 workers. He just has to kind of all in, and Byun knows that. So minefields everywhere. Ghosts are now going to start being built. Enhanced shockwaves as well, and this paltry army of MaxPax runs forward. Nice split, though, on the way to mines, but there are more where that came from, is that's going to be a little bit better of a shot. It looks like DTs in the natural, they're going to try to find a little bit more zealous run forward. Widow Mines are going to be able to clean this one up for the most part. Bunker, it's only one Marauder in the bunker. And actually, wait, the missile turret will go down. Third base is going to get lifted. Ghost Academy starting to fall. Byun got a drop on the other side, but DTs defensively will deal with that one. DTs in the natural, well, Byun has to scan for this one. He's going to find it now, but DT Bling is going to be able to get them on out of there. MaxPax, does he have what it takes? He's starting to find, oh, he kills the third base. It's starting to get a little bit spicy here for Byun at this point. Yeah, his army supply is better. Yeah, his workers are better, but MaxPax just killed the third, and MaxPax can find some way out of this one. Killed 10 SCVs down. DTs continue to find more and more and more value as their blinks find their way off cooldown once again. A scan is actually, I think both DTs just died. Yeah, I think both DTs, they just died. MaxPax was not able to blink out in time. MaxPax is on 3 bases. He's got 3 probes on the way at a time, building, he's on 44. His army supply is not horrendous. It's not incredible, but it's not undoable either. And it really does come down in large part to Byun getting something done with this push, which, by the way, it's only +1 attack. There's no enhanced shockwave on the Ghost. 1 DT defensively to start. Byun stimming in. Because MaxPax has to deal with his drop at the natural. So MaxPax not really in position right now, and instead, looks like both players, they're just going to trade their third bases out. Bit of an awkward situation here. 17 probes have died. Byun once more looking for that drop. MaxPax has blink, but he doesn't really have a lot of stalkers, at least not in the right position. There we go. 1 medevac falls. The second one goes down as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Zealot's going to delay the natural. DT's in the main base. They're going to find a little bit more trying to knock this missile turret down, but they're not quite going to have enough. Byun enough on the repair, but even still, 3 SCVs fall. Third base is going to be delayed for a time. DT on the outside. Well, Byun actually just does not have enough scans to really deal with these. He's going to drop another scan right now. DT blinks out, but it's dead. Doesn't quite find its way out of the range. But here comes Zealous running forward. Archon joining the fight as well. EMP doesn't really get it super well. Good force fields there as well. MaxPax supply starting to equalize just a little bit more. Remember, a lot of the supply from Byun is in the air. It doesn't really do any damage, but the rally of Byun started to come forward in earnest. The Archons are dead. Sentries are dead, but 16 more SCVs, they fall. DT on the main base here. MaxPax, we talked about how good he is at not dying, at really channeling his inner dark and finding comebacks. Well, he's really starting to do it. He is really starting to find his way back into this game. His missile turret is just in range. Stalker's outside the natural, though. Delaying the supply depots. Not that killing supply depots matters at this point, folks. Byun has 165 idle supply. MaxPax does have to be careful. He does, because, well, Byun has been able to rebuild a third orbital. Byun is on 35 workers to the 33 of MaxPax, and it's a lot harder for MaxPax to retake a base than it is for Byun. Byun can kind of build his command center elsewhere and then drop it down, but here comes some more DTs. We have, how many scans do we have? We have 1. We have 1 scan on the map, so DTs actually represent a lot of threat here, but MaxPax doesn't quite know that, so he's being a little bit conservative with his DTs, but now he's going to blink out. 1 DT will die. Stalkers run forward, getting a couple Marauders. MaxPax, the fact that he's even in this game at all is incredible. Now, it feels like he is starting to fall behind. It feels like if he had gone and rebuilt his third, I think he would be okay. If he, instead of going for that all in, if he had rebuilt his third, I think he would be okay. But I don't know that he got the damage that brought him back in the game if he didn't commit after he lost his third. So it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. Nice blinks there from MaxPax. We have to get out as the Stalkers run away. Bio can't really commit too far because the moment the Bio runs away from this base, DTs run in, they kill the missile turret, and that costs mules. That costs minerals. That costs minerals that Byun can ill afford to give. Now, third base just about done for MaxPax. Once again, 15 minutes into this game, number 2. MaxPax on +1, Byun at 1-1, but MaxPax now saying, I got enough excess gas, I can build +2 on the way. The Stalkers continuing to look for those little barest smidgens of damage. Kill a Marauder here, kill a Marine there, do some damage to a medevac. Everything is maybe worthwhile. Any sort of value gained while you don't lose any Stalkers is maybe going to be worth something when Byun eventually does move out. A good scan again there from Byun. We'll see the Observer. And Byun has, again, his worker count's not incredible, but mules are, in fact, OP, or at least that's what they say. We're in a situation right now where, oh, good vision there from Byun. He's going to drop a scan, says he knows where the DTs are. He's going to try to chase the second one down, dropping another scan. No. Okay. Sounded like Byun killed another thing, but anyway, Stalkers here on the right side. They're finding a little bit more, but they got to find their way out. Byun, because of his just the powerful Mulehammer that he has been able to really just rebuild his economy faster than MaxPax has. So we're seeing that significant army supply lead once again, 5860 to 100, as it looks like yet another observer has died in the course of this game. But MaxPax is starting to build himself into that position, or into that composition that does allow for comebacks always. Disruptors are incredible comeback units, and in EP North America in particular, where Byun does not have that nice near zero soul ping, he loves to overcommit onto disruptors. It is a habit of his, and he has lost games definitely where he has done so. But now Byun onto this third base, he's gonna try to make something happen, but there's a disruptor on the field. This is MaxPax's attempt. Guardian Shield's gonna get popped too. Disruptor shot running forward. DT Zealot's actually flanking here, but Byun, oh, he's not gonna get. MaxPax actually cancels the shot. Even before it goes out, he does not want to trigger the damage onto his Zealots. Now running on forward. Disruptor falls, but Zealots from every angle. Is there just enough damage in this army for MaxPax right now? It looks like that answer is no, as Byun genuinely microing around. But actually, as we say that, a lot of this army is rather low. But the reinforcements, the next round of Byun's army, that's what's really scary. Recall into the main base here. Zealots are going to have to deal with this drop, but into the third base, Byun goes with a second army as big as the first. And this is going to be the straw. Actually, this is just going to be the boulder that breaks MaxPax's back. It's a rolling stone. It gathers no boss. And there we go. Byun ties the series up 1-1. We go to game 3. In the upper left, in the blue, folks, he is for PSISTORM Gaming. Give it up. It's MaxPax. In the upper right, in the red, folks, playing a meticulous game 2. It's Byun. What was I doing? There we go. I was trying to see if I could see the status of trying to see if I can see the status of the Rogue series. Or not the Rogue series, the Cure Rainer series. So, we're going to keep an eye on that one as well. Is now MaxPax. This is a rather suspicious probe. It's not going for a proxy Stargate, though. No. MaxPax is going to proxy the gold. So, Gate Cyber expand for MaxPax, but all right. So yeah, Rainer versus Cure just started. Late Cyber Core for wow, I got totally discombobulated. Gate Cyber expand for MaxPax, but that expand will be at the gold base. So he's gonna have a lot of power here. Byun just going for this position. That is, of course, hey, you know, I can mine out of these mineral patches a lot more efficiently to open up the spot better than anyone else. As wait, it's gonna be Rainer Cure, but it's gonna be Rainer Cure PvT. Rainer is doing the Protoss thing in A because, well, he played Zerg on EU. Because I guess he wanted to practice for Story Cup, playing Protoss on an A. That means we're gonna miss out on what is potentially going to be a Byun versus or a MaxPax versus, well, I don't know, if he runs into MaxPax, he might play Zerg. That'd be really cool. But that's, again, no guarantee that this game is won by MaxPax, but I'd love to see a MaxPax versus Rainer 5-game PvZ series with how good PvZ is right now and how good MaxPax's PvZ is right now. As here come the stuff. This is the same thing MaxPax did last game, but oh, Byun, you dog. How'd you know that one was there? MaxPax did the same thing last game, did this aggression last game, and there's no base to proxy, but there we go. Reaper gets 1 kill. There's no mining at this base. We're gonna see a recall of probes into it. Let's see, yeah, there we go. The probes, but there's a stalker there too, so they should be able to zone the Reaper out right now. And oh, good surround, but a second probe falls. That being said, how does MaxPax defend both bases? How does he defend 2 bases at the same time? This is a very droppable map as well. So it looks like MaxPax's response says, okay, well, you know, I have a lot of mineral income, which means I can start my gas income just a little bit quicker. So he's going to move into Phoenix play. Phoenix are going to dominate the top side, and most likely heavy charge lot play to defend the gold. But Byun, most importantly, because he knows that this is, well, a gold-based play, he knows where he can put pressure on. He knows what he knows at least what he's playing against now, which is nice. Sometimes you say, oh well, you're the Terran player or the Zerg or whatever, and you go and you say you don't realize that there's a gold base until it's too late. But now when am I drop onto the gold base here? MaxPax gonna have to pull probes away. First reaction was to go, and that's gonna be 4 probes going down. Really lackluster splits there from MaxPax. Byun just picks it up. He says, okay, well, yeah, that's fine. I think I'm going to be able to get out of here, but Phoenix, they're going to dive bottom side. Now, that being said, this does open up an opportunity for Byun to get a drop into the the main base of MaxPax. He's not really going to be able to do that, though, as for now. We're going to see the Wintermines. Well, they're just going to get picked up by the Phoenix here. Byun trying to run away long enough that he's going to come off cooldown so he can, well, be fine. The Phoenix here returning back home. Stalkers on the bottom side dealing with the Marine push. And Byun's Marines, folks, this map's getting weird all of a sudden. And that's as expected in part. Oh, Stalkers do not want to go up the high ground here. That's going to be 1 dead Stalker. In fact, it's going to be 2. MaxPax, bit of an F2 there, as well as dropping the main base, or not a drop. Raven is going to try to find more economic damage. 2 workers fall into the bottom right side. We have 2 zealots. That's it. Charge here as well. So Byun, if he takes this base down, he's gonna kill MaxPax. Like, this is... MaxPax loses this base right now. His game is going to be over. So Phoenix going to arrive back home. 3 Zealots are here. Cyclone's locking on to some things, but really not the Zealots just yet. The Zealots are actually just dying. The continuous rally of Byun's Marines looks to be the medicine that he needs to have a date with Special in the semis. But even still, more Stalkers warp in. That being said, as the Cyclones continue to arrive, as the Marines fight everything off, it does not matter that at this point it does not matter that the base is still alive. Byun is not killing units or army units anymore. He's just killing workers. 16 probes have died, and yeah, MaxPax has a gold, but it doesn't matter if you're not mining from it. MaxPax, he's got to go all in here now. He says, maybe if I kill off all these Marines, maybe Byun, you're not gonna have enough to defend what I have done. Charge done in 15 seconds. Can MaxPax break the high ground? If he can find his way through this wall, there's a opportunity for him to do so. But the problem with Phoenix, they do not shoot down. They can lift things. They cannot find the damage that MaxPax is looking for as Phoenix into the natural, but there's a missile turret right there. It's only part of what you can do, and as the Marines rotate on over, you can't really find your way into it all that well, into the main base all that well. So MaxPax, he's kind of out of luck. He's got his 3rd base done. Of course, he can build 3 probes at a time, but when you lose 22 probes, it's a long slog back into it. But we talked about it last game. MaxPax almost did it. MaxPax is so good at making comebacks happen. He's so good at just finding the little edges, finding the little extra efficiencies that he can play to once he's down that allow him to come back into these games. And I'm not saying he's coming back into the game just yet. He's not found enough damage. And by the way, of course, because Byun is his worker count is so high, you got to kill more. So 16 workers was great, fine, as the bio here is going to find a Stalker or 2. Zealot's dying as well. MaxPax, he wanted some early warning system, but that was too much of his army down there. All right, Force Field's going to slow things down. Phoenix from the backside, but I don't know how MaxPax is supposed to hold on to this. Does he have any army any elsewhere? No, it's all on the bottom side, but it really is just a paltry few, very small amount of Zealots here, and the Wintermines are going to kill those all off. MaxPax, he's got 5 Phoenix, and that was really just about it, but there is more than enough bio to knock these Phoenix down. Zealots from behind are going to try to say something about this, but Byun, he's broken the gold base once again. This strat for the MaxPax shows us very much a game of, I hope you don't see my gold. If you do, I'm going to be in a great spot. If you do see my gold, there really is not much of a way for me to hold off right now. So Byun, yeah, he's lost all of his medevacs, but the stim bio is a wonderful thing indeed. MaxPax now just waiting for the base to die so we can get a better surface area on top of things, but Byun, he finds a nice position anyways. Now Phoenix is going to lift the rest of this army, and it is dead from Byun. True. But Byun's taking his 3rd. Byun's 54 supply to 18. MaxPax only on 2 bases. He's lost 35 probes, 18 Zealots, and just a bunch of Phoenix. This is not good here for MaxPax. I know I keep saying that, but when you're down 8 workers, 10 workers, 12, actually I think it was 12 workers, on a Terran who's a base up on you when you're a Protoss player, and especially if you're going to say charge lot Phoenix, This is not an army that is designed to fight from behind. It is very much an army that is designed to fight from ahead. It is an army that is designed to set tempo and never let it go. We're gonna have to see whether MaxPax can try to recoup some of that tempo. He doesn't have an army on the other side of the map to bring Byun back home, so Byun, he can bring his entire army together here. And in fact, even with that, he's not rallying across the map, but here comes the army of Byun heading backwards gently. Zealots, they run forward, but again, as soon as their charge is done, they're really not all that scary. So now the Zealots run forward once again. Widowmines are going to get picked up rather nicely, but there's another Widowmine where that came from downtown. More Zealots will fall. Byun here, 74 army supply to 16. It's just an Archon, the one saving grace, not even a saving grace. The one beefy unit that Byun does have, or that MaxPax does have. And Byun, well, his next clump of his army is going to find its way over 8. Byun is literally doubling the supply of MaxPax right now, just in general. Up 20 workers, up 50 army supply. MaxPax is going to need... It's not like he has a comeback unit. There are no disruptors. There is no storm. Nothing like that. He does not have a warp prism on the other side that is going to start to find economic damage where maybe he can eke something out like last game. There's no Dark Shrine that allows you to, win behind Dark Shrine it. So we're going to have to see whether he takes this fight right here as Byun wedging himself in between the main and the Natural Fiend. He's going to lift up a couple of these Widowmines, but there are more where that came from. Widowmines go off. Archon, they pop like just so many balloons, and now MaxPax is min-packs. Byun, Day with Special in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals.